the standing position, you want your feet to be hip distance apart, so heels just under your hips. Find your hip creases at the front here, soften knees. We're going to go into a hip hinge, letting the bum travel back. Press through the heels as you come up to stand. So soften the knees and hinge, going into a hip hinge. Press through the heels as you stand. So soften knees and hinge. Press heels to stand. Just one more. So remember how this feels. Soften knees and hinge. Press heels to come. Now hands on your thighs. You're going to bend your knees to go into a little squat and up to stand. Just try a few squats here, letting the hands come up and down the legs. And as this happens here, I want you to specifically think about your sitting bones. So the bum bones widening behind and narrowing as you come back up. And on the next one, go into a squat that you can hold hands on knees. From here, we're going to start to nod the chin, curl the tail, and round the spine. Lift your head, lift your tail to arch. We're going to nod the chin, curl the tail, and round. Lift head, lift, tail, arch. And nod, chin, curl, tail, round. Lift head, lift, tail, arch. Once more, nod the chin, curl the tail, and round. And lift the head, lift the tail, and arch. Back to center and up to stand. We're going to go into a mini squat. So you're going to go into a small squat. Shift your weight into the left leg. So you're really sinking the left leg into the ground. And with the front of that right thigh, in front of the crease, we're going to pull the knee up, pull up, and pull up. And often we're really tight here in the front of the hip flexor because it's weak. We just need to work it. So keep that little squat on the left and pull up through the right side. You can imagine you're pulling your heel right up to your sitting bone. Pull up. You're creating elastic up the back of the leg. Up and up. Big for 4. Get low on the left. 3 and 2 and 1. Down. Stand. And try to hinge again. So softening the knees, hinging, letting the bum travel back. Press through heels to stand. Soft knees and hinge, bum goes back. Press through heels to stand. And just notice, just after doing a few of those little knee lifts, if the right side bum feels a bit more open, maybe the hamstring feels like there's more length there, and maybe less tightness through the back of that right side. 3, press heels to stand. And 2, press with heels to stand. And 1. Back to the center, mini squat, shift into that right leg, so you're pressing through the right heel strongly, and start to pull the left knee up, and up, and up, and up. Like you're pulling your heel right to your sitting bone, up. Really folding at the front of the hip, pull up, and up, and up, and up. Really standing on that right heel, nice and heavy, for 5, 4, pull up 3 and 2 and 1, up to stand. Go back to your hinge, this time reaching the arms forward, keeping that soft bend in the knees. Press your heels as you stand. Soft bend and reach, take a breath in. Press through the heels to stand. And soft bend to reach, big breath. Press heels to stand. Soft bend and reach, big breath. Heels and stand. 2 more, soft bend, reach, breath. Heels and stand. Last one, and reach. Heels and stand. Good. From here, we're going to go wide through the legs. Slightly turn down in the thighs. And we're going to start to just shift our weight side to side. So over to the right side, over to the left side. And as you weight shift side to side, you're going to keep your spine really straight. So it's not about bending. Your spine is straight like a steel rod. And your weight shifting to the right leg, to the left leg. And you could even let your ear kind of tip over. So you're really folding over the side of the hip. That's it. Side and side. I know this kind of feels funny, but I want you to really work on the entire leg. So you get a bit of side bump. You might feel some inner thigh. 4 and 4. Good. Try arms to a T. 3 and 3. Tip over 2 and 2. That's it. And 1 and 1. Back to the middle. Bring your hands together. You're going to press the base of your palms together. Feel the underarms, the chest all wake up. And try from here, going side to side. See how that feels. And if you push those base of palms together strongly, it should give you a bit more strength and balance. So side and side and press and press. We have 5 and 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Back to the middle. From here, we're going to soften knees again, hinge forward. Hang your arms round your spine. Good. And then press through heels and roll up bone by bone. So you're scooping the belly button in. Roll up to stand tall. Arms come up, take a breath. Circle around and nod the chin. Let's roll down the spine. Softening knees. Big breath at the bottom. Press through heels. Exhale to roll back up. And once more, arms lift. Take a breath in. Circle around as you exhale. Nod the chin and roll down. Coming down on the mat, come on to hands and knees. So you have hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Okay, now from here, we're just gonna do a little weight shift. So you're gonna shift your weight into the left hand and the right knee. So left hand and right knee really heavy. And start to slide the left leg back. Slide it back in. Shift into your right hand, left knee. Slide the right leg back. Slide it in. Shift left hand, right knee. Slide left leg back. Slide it in. Push into your left hand, your left knee, sorry, and slide right leg back. So as you alternate, I want you to really focus on where you're pushing down and finding stability. It's more important than what's moving. Okay, so really focus on where you have stability. Push to stretch. Push to stretch. And push to stretch. Good, adding on. As one leg reaches long, the opposite arm is going to slide forward. So just sliding on the mat. So you're not doing too big of a reach, big of a lift. Try to keep the stability of your spine. So you shift and reach, shift and reach, shift and reach. One more, shift and reach. Come all the way back in. From here, we're going to glide the bum back, widening the sitting bones. You're keeping your spine really straight. And then come forward, slightly past the hands. So gliding the bum back, widening the sitting bones. And forward, past the hands. Gliding back to widen sitting bones. Shift forward, past the hands. And one more. Gliding back, widen sitting bones. Shift forward, past the hands. Back to the middle. Round your spine. So nod the chin, curl the tail, and round. Now sit back again. So you push through arms, sit back towards the heels. As you come forward, lift your head, lift your tail, arch. Push back as you nod and round, tucking the tail. Come forward, lifting head, lifting tail, arch. Push back, nod and round. Coming forward as you lift head, lift tail. And once more, push back, nod and round. And forward, lift head, lift tail. Good. We're going to flip over now and go to a seated position. So you're sitting down with legs long. And if you need to bend your knees a little to really find those bum bones, then go for it, because you don't want to be here to start. Right? So bend a little to find the bum bones. Okay, from here, we're gonna reach our arms forward. Start to lean back and do that little pelvic tilt. You're gonna curl, 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 and roll yourself down to lie on your back. Bend your knees in, so feet just under your knees and arms up to vertical. All right, from here, hands together. Tip your arms to the right, lifting the left shoulder, the left bum. And then rock across the middle, arms go left, lifting the right shoulder. Arms go to the right, so your head will follow here as you lift the left shoulder. Arms go to the left, head follows, lift the right shoulder. As you go side to side, we're gonna keep the bum planted with a little space under the low back, shoulders relaxed. So I really want you to just think about staying stiff in the arms. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Back to the center. Separate your hands, reach back by the ears, take a big breath in, and circle arms around and into your sides. Okay, now hands under your head, elbows lifted. We're gonna go to a nod, press the ribs into the floor to come up into a mini ab curl. So your ribs are heavy here, hip bones are level. And we're gonna do that rotation again. So going to the right, lifting the left shoulder. Roll across to the right, lifting left shoulder. Keep going side to side here. Over to the left, lifting right shoulder. And as you go side to side again, I want you to keep a little space under your low back and try your best. Try not to yank on the head. It's just a slight nod. The power comes from the ribs pushing into the floor. Okay, power comes from the ribs pushing into the floor. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Back to center, uncurl, head comes back down. Keep your hands there. Push your feet down. We're gonna lift the hips up into a bridge. Knees reach forward. And now we're gonna lift the head into a mini ab curl. So you're kind of balancing between your shoulder blades. Roll down the rest of the spine, deepen your curl, and then head comes down. Press feet, lift hips. Nod, little curl forward, so you're heavy between the blades. Roll down the rest of the spine, deepening that curl, and then uncurl, head comes down. Right, so press feet, lift hips. Nod chin, curl between the blades. Roll down the rest of the spine, and then head comes down. Press feet, lift hips. Nod chin, curl forward. Now as you roll down, imagine you're getting taller. You're reaching through the tailbone, making the spine long. Hold here, hold your curl. Little space under low back, so find that again. Push your right foot into the ground. We're gonna bring the left leg in towards chest. Hold there, and again, make sure you haven't lost that space under your back. Lower the foot down. Press into your left bum as you bring the right knee in and lower down. Press into your right bum, bring the left knee into chest. Lower down, staying in that ab curl. Press left bum, bring the right knee in. And again, what's more important than the moving leg is where you are pushing down. So really push into that opposite hip. Good. Okay, adding on. On the next one, as one knee lifts, we're going to rotate in the opposite direction. Back to the middle. One knee lifts, rotate in the opposite direction. Back to the middle. One knee lifts, we rotate opposite. Back to middle, one knee lifts, rotate opposite. And back to the middle, uncurl, head comes down. Stretch your legs out long. We're gonna keep working on that kind of front of hip strength. So you're gonna push into the floor with your right leg. So if you can, get the right hamstring, but it's more so the heel and the right bum. Start to lift the left leg straight up. Now, as you lower down, we've been kind of working on this. I'm gonna count to 5, slow it down, 4, and 3. Keep pushing that right side down, 2, and 1. Now you press the left heel, left bum, lift the right leg, front of hip, lower down 5, keep pushing left leg, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press right, lift left. Lower down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press left, lift right, lower 5, 4. Go to where you can. 3, 2, and 1. Hands under head. Nod the chin. Press the ribs. Curl forward. Press right leg. Lift the left. Front of hip. Lower 5, 4, 3. Stay curled. 2, and 1. Press left. Lift right. Lower 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press right, lift left, lower 5. Deepen your curl, 4. Space under your back, 3, 2, 1. Press left, lift right, lower 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Uncurl, head comes down. Bend your knees in. And we're gonna roll over to the right side. So you lie on your right hip, and you just want your knees to be stacked here, lying on your arm. Just lying on your arm. So from this position, something a little different. You want to make sure that, again, there's that space under your waist. We're going to keep the knees together, lift the foot, and let the leg bone roll inwards. So roll down towards the bottom leg, and then down. So again, we're rolling the leg bone in. It might feel like a stretch on the side of the hip, and down. Lifting foot, roll the leg in, control down, and lifting your foot, roll the leg in and down. You keep letting that happen, okay? But at the same time, I want you to make sure that you're not moving upwards. So the pelvis, the low back, the spine, all stay still. Okay, good. Okay, adding on. Take that top leg, lift it to hip height. Without dropping the knee, we're gonna turn in and then level. This starts to feel a bit more like work. Turn in. And most of us will probably feel the front. I want you to imagine that you're turning from the back of the hip. Okay, so I want you to imagine from the glutes, you're turning in to quiet the front of the hip. I find it helpful to even push my bum back into my hand here before I turn. Okay, so leg bone turns in and center. Push back into hand, in and center. Push your bum back, turn in and center. Once more, push back, try not to drop the knee, and center. Good, take a break if you need. I'm gonna take that left leg and bring it back. So the knee is now aligned with my hip. And again, we're gonna turn in. This is the hardest one, and center. So keeping knee aligned with your hip. Turn in and center. Turning in and center, feeling for that outer bum. Once more, in and center. Lower, down. Okay, lots of work. Stretch your legs out long. Okay, you're gonna keep them really straight. Again, check your ribs are up, but also back slightly, so you're not arching your back. Push into your bottom hip and lift both legs up and lower down. Push into bottom hip and lift both legs up, lower down. Press bottom hip, lift both legs and lower down. And as you do that, you want to feel some work in the waist, but also the inner thigh. And lift and lower for 4, And 3. Excellent. Go for 2. And last one, lift and hold the leg up, really stiffen the legs. And we're gonna do a little scissors. So one leg forward, one leg back, and switch, and switch. And use that top hand to help you with stability. So I want you to stay on that hip, not rolling forward, not rolling back, and switch, and switch. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back to the middle and lower down. Good. Push yourself up. Come up onto your elbow or your forearm. Top leg is straight. Push up tall into the armpit here. Press into your bottom knee now. We're going to lift the hips up to a nice big side bend over. And then lower the hips down. Rolling your shoulder back. Press through that bottom knee, lift the hips, nice big side bend over. And lower back down. Roll shoulder back. You should feel the armpit really working to lift. And bend the spine here. Tip your ear over to the floor. And down once more. Tall in the armpit, down with your bottom knee. We lift. Nice big side bend. And lower down. Okay, both knees straight. We practiced this last week. We're gonna see how we're doing. Okay, it's gonna feel a little awkward at first. Take your top hand, place it down. Lift both legs a little. You're gonna roll onto your bum and lift the legs up. Back to your bum and down. So last week we did bent legs. We're gonna do straight legs this time. So roll onto your bum. Legs, you fold at the hips to bring them up. Down as you roll to your side. And again, lift, let your chest turn. Let your chest turn towards the legs, that's it. And then down to your side. And again, we lift, legs arc up, chest turns, yeah, and down. Last 3, and if you'd like, you could add the top arm reaching towards the legs. Nice, and down. And again, lift, top arm reaching to legs, and down. One more, turn, big reach, and control down. Good, bend in, push up. Let's go right to the other side. We'll just repeat it on the other side. Okay, so let's start by lying down. Lie down on your hip and stack the knees and feet. And the first thing I want you to consider is your spine position. So see if you can really think about stacking the back of the head with the back of the pelvis, little space under low back. And we're gonna keep the knees together, lift the foot and let the leg bone roll inwards or roll downwards, and then back down. So you lift the foot, let the leg bone roll down and back. Lifting the foot, leg bone rolls down and back. And lift the foot, leg bone rolls down. Let's keep that going. And it might feel like a stretch from the glutes, but it could also feel like work. But we want to quiet the front of the hip. So what you could think about is turning in from your bum. Okay. So I like to even push my hips back into my hand and then turn in. So I'm keeping the focus at the back of the hip. Now let's try this with the leg lifted. So you're lifting at hip height. Try not to drop the knee. We're going to turn the leg bone in and back to center. Pushing into hand, turn the leg bone in and back to center. Push, turn in and center. Push back, turn in and center. Good. Quiet the front. You want to turn from the back of the hip. Takes a lot of concentration. Let's go for 4 and center. Turn in 3, center. Turn in 2, center. Last one and center. Take a break if you need. You're going to take the leg back, knee aligned with your hip. So the front of the hip should be open. Okay, from here, without dropping the knee, without letting it come forward, we're going to again turn in
and center. And it comes from the back of the hip. Ribs up, ribs back as you turn in, center, in, center. Once more, in and center. Lower down. Nice. Stretch both legs long. Stack them. Good. Squeeze together. We're going to lift both legs up and control down. So lifting from the bottom leg. Press and lift and lower. Press through bottom hip, lift, awesome, and lower. Press bottom hip, lift, and lower. And we're gonna hold here, lift. Really stiffen the legs and pull your ribs up and back. Okay, you wanna make sure you're not rolling back on the pelvis. Stay forward on that hip. From here, we're gonna scissor with the legs, so one leg forward, one leg back. Make it big. And if you need, you could bring your hand to the floor here for balance. Good, so that bottom hip really is where we're kind of pushing into. That's it. And if you can, you're gonna lift the ribs a little bit away from the ground. One leg forward, one leg back. Good, lots of core work. If there's any strain in your neck, see if you can relax your head into your arm a bit. Side of neck will work, it's totally normal, but you don't want it to be straining. 3 and 3, 2 and 2, and 1 and 1. Back to the center and lower the legs. Push yourself up. We're gonna bend the bottom knee and get really tall up the back of the arm. Okay, roll your shoulder back slightly. Press into your bottom knee. You're gonna lift the ribs, lift the hips up. Nice big side bend over. And then control back down. Rolling the shoulder back, press your knees, lift up and over. And control back down. Push through knee, push up into that armpit. Nice big side bend, let your ear fall over. Control down, rolling shoulder back. Press through knee to lift the hips. Side bend over and control back down. Good, straighten both legs. Okay, and again, might feel awkward at first to be in this position. Now try to lift up into the armpit. We're gonna squeeze legs together. They lift, they tip forward and circle up as you roll back onto your bum. And then reverse the legs, push them back, so you're one straight line. And legs come forward, circle, and around and down. Good, legs go forward and up. And if you'd like, you could take that right arm up off the ground to reach and back to your side. Good, legs go forward, up, bring your torso towards the legs and down and back. Legs up, turn your chest, bring torso towards the legs. Nice, control back. Last one, try to get your legs straighter. You're gonna squeeze the quads, bring torso towards the legs and around and down. Amazing, bend in, push up. Let's go back to hands and knees. That was hard, we built on from last week. Okay, so coming down, you're gonna come down on your left elbow. So left elbow is down. Okay, right hand is flat. So you're kind of tilted onto your left shoulder. You're gonna take your right leg back and hold it long. And on the left side, push your shin and top of foot down. So you're really, really anchored on the whole left side of your body. From here, we're gonna lift the right leg. And I want you to turn the pelvis open and kick the leg up high through the side of the hip. Untwist and lower the foot down. So it's a hip extension, but then you're also rotating the hips and kicking up through the side of the bum. Untwist and lower down. Good, so it's lots of obliques here. Lift from the back of the leg, twist, kick up. Untwist and lower down. Lifting from the back of the hip, twist, kick up. Untwist, lower down, really good. Keep your shoulders squared and your eyes looking down. And feel how the twist goes from the armpits down the whole trunk, into the pelvis, into the legs. Okay, so the shoulders stay square, but everything below the shoulder rotates. Nice. One more here. And step all the way in. Up on hands. We're gonna round the spine, nod the chin, curl the tail, and sit back over the heels. Arch head, arch tail, and tip forward. Round the spine, nod the chin, sit back. Lift head, lift tail to arch forward. Nod chin, curl tail, and round back. Lift head, lift tail, forward. Once more, nod chin, curl tail, round back. Lift head, lift tail, forward. Good. Switching sides. So your right elbow comes down. Left leg is long. So right elbow is down, left leg long. On your right foot, you want to also try to get the top of the foot and the shin down. All right, so from here, we're gonna press up tall through the right side of the body, lift the left leg. Once it's up, open the hips to the left and kick the leg up to the side of the hip, and then untwist and lower back down. So it's a hip extension, rotation through the spine and legs, and then up through the side bump. Rotate down. So it's kind of 3 moves in one. So we go up through the back of the hip, rotate pelvis and spine, kick up through side bump, untwist to lower down. Good, and again. We're gonna lift, rotate, and kick. Now here's the catch. Can't arch your mid back, okay? So pull your ribs in and see how much more you feel work or feel rotation through the whole trunk. Okay, so we lift, rotate, kick up, and twist back down. Now see if you could do that with your eyes looking straight down. So the twist is coming from the shoulders down through the trunk into the legs. So we lift, rotate, kick, untwist, lower down, and lift the leg, rotate, kick, untwist, down. Once more, lift, rotate, kick, untwist, and step down. Up onto both hands, good job. This time, you're gonna round the spine and hold. Walk your hands into legs and all the way up to knee on tall. Bring one leg forward and up to stand. Okay, so from the standing position again, you want heels on your shoulders. Let's go into a squat, hands on knees, and hold there. So we're in like a mini squat. Make sure your knees are a little forward of the ankles. Now bring both hands to your right knee. Push into that right heel, step the left leg back. My left leg is super light. And you're gonna pull the toes in and press them. Pull the toes in, press them. Pull the toes in, press them. No change in the spine here. We're folding again at the front of the hip and back. And I want you to keep putting weight on that right heel until that left leg feels really light. So keep putting weight on that right heel until the left leg is almost floating off the ground. Maybe it's not touching. Maybe this reminds you of the clocks that we did the first 2 weeks. Okay, now we're gonna pull the knee in, round. Step back, arch. Pull in, round. Step back, arch. 2 more, pull in, round. Step back, arch. Last one, pull in, round. Step back, arch. Feet together, shake it off. Okay, great job, other side. Go into your squat hold. Both hands on the left knee. Shift your weight into the left foot. You want to be on the outer heel. Outer heel and big toe, ball, big toe.
Okay, right leg steps back. See if you can make it a little lighter and really shift into that left heel. And just slide the foot back in. Step it back, slide it in. Step it back, slide it in. Good, so keep the right leg moving in and out. Can you lift your ribs away from your leg? You don't want to arch or let the ribs collapse. That's it. Eyes should be looking just kind of 1 foot in front of you. Good. Okay, keep going. Let's make that right leg lighter and lighter. More weight on the left side. Good. Okay, adding the spine now for the last 4. Step back, pull in and round. Step back, arch, pull in, round. Step back, arch, pull in, round. Step back, arch, pull in, round. Step back, come up to stand, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Okay, you're gonna soften the knees again. Hands in front, we're gonna go into that hinge, thumbs up as we hinge, and see if you have more length through the back of your legs. Coming up to stand now. Soft knees and hinge, keeping the arch in your low back. Press through the heels to come back up. And again, hinge. You guys look great. I'm gonna ask you to try your best not to let your head hang. Okay, so your head doesn't fall, it stays at shoulder height. Press through heels to come up. Good. Last 3. Heels press. Last 2. Press with those heels. And 1 more hinge. And press through heels. Good. Okay. From here, let's circle the arms around and look up. Take a breath in. Circle arms around again as you exhale. Nod the chin. Let's roll down. At the bottom, just hang your arms, hang your head, little shake. Big breath in again. Press through heels, draw belly button to spine. Let's roll up to stand tall. Arms lift, take a breath. Arms circle as you nod, rolling down the spine, softening the knees. And hang your arms, hang your head, little shake. Press through heels as you roll back up. And once more, arms lift, big breath. One last time here, we circle the arms, nod the chin, 1 bone at a time, roll down the spine. Soften your knees, another breath in at the bottom. Exhale, press through heels, scoop the belly button to spine, and roll back up. Awesome.